Hey guys, Skis here, back with another Litecoin video. So it's been a while since I made a video in general. I was not in town for the past month, and I really wanted to make videos, but I just didn't have my setup. So I'm back for now. So we're going to, I'm going to make my videos on my other coins as well, Bitcoin, ADA, Veracity. But I wanted to start with Litecoin because the ETF news tomorrow. And also, I did update the power regression model that we talked about in the last video. So this looks a little different than the last one because it's just different. Um, so we're using the data that goes all the way back to 2012. This line here, the line part of it here is just approximate data that I web scripted off the internet and then put together on this chart because the data didn't go all the way back this far, at least not on TradingView. But this is how it looks. The blue line is the model itself, and every line above and below it is one standard deviation away. So, this line above it here is one standard deviation above, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the same below. So it's one standard deviation below here, then 2, and then 3. So if I did have the fourth one on, it actually did hit this part pretty well. I think this might have gone to the 5th standard deviation below. But I'm just not showing those because we're not going to use this chart, like I said, and it's just taking up so much of the screen. But this is how it looks. The first thing that I did notice about this is actually that is the peaks. So the peak here in 2013 hit 6 standard deviations above. Then in 2017, it was 5 standard deviations. Then it was 4. So if we actually follow this pattern and we hit the 3rd at the end of this cycle, what's really interesting about that is that that's a triple top because this, model, like the lines do go up over time. So the 3rd standard deviation away right now is the same price as what the 4th one was 4 years ago. So I don't know if it's going to play out like that, obviously, but that's kind of the first thing I noticed when I looked at it like this. And I do think we're gonna get to that point at some point, so we'll talk about it more seriously when we get there. But that's kind of what it's saying right now, a triple top, which I actually think is possible. Like that's really, really possible. Obviously we want it to go to $1,000, whatever your target is, but I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. The 6th band above right now is at around 2,000. If we did make it all the way back up to 6 bands, 6 standard deviations above, it'd be 2,000. The 5th one's at around 1,000. So, 1,000 is actually possible. I still think it is going to happen at some point, but I don't know when. And then another thing I noticed was, we actually just haven't been below for 8 years, ever since we got above it here. So I don't really know if we're gonna really go that much below it. Like obviously I think there's a chance that we come within, like I don't even know if we're gonna come, like let's zoom in actually so we can see it a little bit better. But coming back down one standard deviation below is at $40. I don't think we're going to $40 like ever again for Litecoin. So I think the bottom or below it is a bit more irrelevant now, but there was a time when it was relevant. So, and I mean, it could still happen. So we'll have to see. But in terms of this pattern, which is this ascending triangle, let me actually draw it out. Basically this ascending triangle here, just kind of the top. Then we got this line here, which, I mean, it's basically just the blue line. We'll just keep it as the blue line. This pattern's been going on. It actually is about to hit 8 years exactly. You can see here, this candle right here was the week of May 8th, 2017. It's May 8th is this like Thursday or something. It's like today's May 4th. So it's basically been 8 years that we've just been in this pattern. And that's another reason why I really like Litecoin is because, according to TA, an 8-year consolidation, especially like an ascending triangle, like that's pretty good. Like that's really, really good. So I think there is going to be a time when we break out, and I do think it'll be up. I just don't know when that's going to happen. So we haven't actually been below it. Even the COVID drop here, it didn't take us below it. Neither did the bear market here. And then what's really, really interesting, and I think this is a thing that a lot of people are just really annoyed, and I think some people are really upset. I see people like that. I don't know why they're just mad. They're just so mad at Litecoin for some reason. But on Twitter, it's just that we've kind of been going sideways. It's been slightly up sideways, but we've just been between the model and one standard deviation above it since May 16th, 2022. So it's about to be 3 years, which is a long time, right? I mean, we've basically just been going sideways for 3 years. Another super long consolidation that whenever it does break out, it'll probably be pretty big because it's just been consolidating for so long. But we'll have to see. So yeah, guys, this is the model right now. I'm not going to talk about it all the time when we talk about Litecoin, but we're going to bring it up, every now and then whenever it's relevant. Maybe when we're coming up to these other bands, we'll talk about it. So yeah, guys, we're actually still basically. Oh, let's actually flip to the main Litecoin chart that we're actually going to start using, which is this. So I have to do some weird stuff to get that other chart, which is why I don't want to use it. Which is also why I don't have like the fourth band, right? Like this data doesn't even go back that far down, so there's no point of having the other bands down here. It's just going to take up space. But yeah, guys, this is how it looks. If we actually quickly go over the price of each band right now, this one's at around, the first one above is 122, the next one's 212, then it's 370, then it's 643, then it's 1,118, then it's 1,944. So those are the levels the bands are showing. We'll have to see when we get there. But yeah, so last thing, we're going to quickly look at the ETF. So tomorrow is an announcement for the Litecoin spot ETF that I personally think is going to get delayed because these people always delay this stuff until the last minute. I don't know why they always do that, but they always do. It's really annoying, but it is possible that it gets accepted tomorrow. Like, it actually is possible. I just don't think it's going to happen. So yeah, guys, that's tomorrow. It's a spot ETF, which is another, but that's really good that it's spot, because that means, if it does get approved, then people have to physically buy Litecoin for the ETF. Like a futures ETF, I don't think you have to physically buy it, but a spot ETF, you have to physically buy it. And if this gets rejected or delayed, then the deadline, like where they can't even delay it any longer, I'm pretty sure that's in October, which is 5 months from now. So if this does get delayed, we're probably waiting another 5 months for it to get approved, because it's probably going to get approved. We might just have to wait for it to happen. So we'll see. If it gets approved tomorrow, I would honestly be pretty shocked. And Litecoin's price will probably go up. I don't know if it'll go much higher than this standard deviation above it, because it's been pretty good resistance this entire time for the past 3 years. But we'll have to see. And also last thing, guys, you can follow me on, this is my fake account. You always gotta have a fake. You can follow me on Twitter at skis121. I don't like shilling myself out, but I was gone for the past month, and I was thinking about you guys, and I was just like, I'd never told you guys I was leaving, and I couldn't make a video on it because I didn't mess it up, and I was just like, I could have said something on Twitter, but I don't think any of you guys follow me. So if you want, you can follow me at skis121. But yeah, guys, that's Litecoin for now. Maybe I'll make another video tomorrow, just because it's, the news. I don't like making videos on the same coin back to back so quickly, because you gotta give, time for these things to play out. But because, news tomorrow, maybe I'll make it. But I'll definitely make ADA and Veracity and Bitcoin as well. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next video.